Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. I'm Nye, and we're going to be heading into the daycare center because I want to see just how our Magikarp has grown. So let's see, how has our Magikarp been doing? It's grown by 12 levels. It started at level 5, if I remember correctly. So that puts it at level 17. I think we need to be at least level 25, however, before I'm actually able to pick it up and actually make it useful. If the daycare center works by the rules it always used to work by, the way it works is that the Magikarp is going to get 1 experience for every square I travel. Now, rules are a little bit different nowadays, because we don't travel by squares anymore due to our ability to have kind of freedom of movement. You know, we can travel diagonals, we can move all around. You know, we're not traveling square by square like we did in the original Pokemon Red and Blue. So, I think instead we can kind of assume maybe every step is going to be 1 experience. So let's move on. So we are, we just passed Cerulean City. We are now heading east. So we're heading to Dark Cave. A very, creative name. I think you'll agree, given how dark that cave actually is. So I did spend a absolutely large amount of time in Mount Moon hunting for an Onix. And, I hate to tell you this, but I had absolutely no luck at the end of the day. Caught a fair amount of Paris and Clefairies. Probably picked up another Clefable. I can't remember the total of everything that we picked up, but we did pick up a fair amount of Pokemon. So we did get like 1 or 2 levels for the party. Which for the most part is... Okay, so we are not going to continue this particular fight. Pikachu, I need you to come and ruin this Eevee. So yeah, I leveled up a little bit. I didn't really spend too much time in there. I did spend something to the tune of 10 lures, though, or possibly even more than that. Pikachu just dodged an attack because he loves me. I love this. I wonder if you're actually able to get the affection meter to increase for other Pokemon, because the affection is just stupid. If you watch how just Pikachu occasionally just dodges an attack, and that has nothing to do with Pikachu's stats, it has nothing to do with the accuracy of the attack, and it's got everything to do with the fact that I have a large affection of Pikachu. When you factor all of that in, this stuff just gets ridiculous. So we're seeing Gloom. It's very awesome that we are now finally starting to see evolution show up. Experience is multiplied for evolutions. So... Nice, got the burn in. So that's, I mean, that's an awesome thing. We really, like, terribly want to see ourselves fighting evolutions as opposed to base levels. As I said, experience is multiplied for evolutions. So I really want to see this. You're going to watch, and you're going to see that the experience I'm going to get for Gloom is going to be a fair amount more than the experience I got for Eevee. I still don't think it's going to have any comparison to the experience we're getting for catching Pokemon at this point in time. So, got more for got 241. It's more experience than we got for Eevee. We're not going to talk about that tableau just now. Better people have already mentioned it. Okay, let's swap an Ivysaur in for our starter. And fight this hiker. I want all the stuff, man. I want every little item. That being said, we will not be looking for all the items on the floor. I am not paying that much attention to Pikachu. Hi, Onix. One day I'll actually catch one of you. Alrighty. I've never really understood what defines how fast the HP bar goes down. Because you'll see when Vine Whip hits, like, the HP bar just goes whoop! Whereas, you know, sometimes you do an attack and the HP bar takes a while to tick down. So I really don't understand what does that. Hey, level up. Nice. I'm kind of curious if that +1 I'm seeing on the level up screen Because you see that there's two increases that you see when Ivysaur leveled up. There was one that was in black, and there was a second one in gold. So I'm kind of curious if the second one is due to like effort values or something. If that's how the game is indicating those increases. Let's go up this way. So there is a... Okay, apparently it's called Rock Tunnel now. I'm going to switch for Charmeleon because that's a bug catcher up here. You know, typically I would tell, you know, Pokemon trainers, maybe don't dress in a manner that makes it very clear what type of Pokemon you have prior to me engaging you. I mean, I don't need a bug net and a weird tackle box in order to catch bug Pokemon, so I kind of imagine this guy doesn't either. But the fact that he does tells me what type of Pokemon he's carrying, which means that I know to swap in a fire Pokemon immediately, so that way I can just do this. Poor Paris. Let's see, 89 experience for that. I mean, come on. Come on. It's nothing. Now, with that being said, you know, with, let's see, it's a Nidorina. Just check here real quick to see what we can find in this particular patch of grass. Let's just catch the Spearow. It means I don't have to level up a Spearow. Which is convenient. Okay, let's go ahead and toss out a Raspberry. Is this guy just gonna... Yes, he is. Okay. So the catching minigame apparently is going to gradually get more and more difficult. Oh, come on, you. Okay, so I think if we use, the Nanab Berry, this makes Pokemon move around less. Yeah, so you can see... Okay, that was not a good throw. So you can see that Fearow is not moving to the left and right anymore after the Nanab Berry. I have a feeling that you can only use... God damn it. That you can only use one berry at a time, and that the effects wear off. The effects seem to wear off as soon as you throw Pokeball. Darn it, this Fearow. We're gonna catch it. It's gonna happen. Like, unless it runs. Thank you. Okay, so there's one less Pokemon I have to actually go level up myself. Speaking of leveling up, there goes Pikachu. Pikachu wants to use Agility. Do I want Agility? I mean, Agility is good. Agility increases the speed stat. But I don't really have... Like, Pikachu's already fairly fast. You can see speed is its best stat right now. Also, I really like this screen, letting me know what stat is the best, so that way I know what to do. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to go for that. I don't think I'm going to take Agility. Right now, nothing that Pikachu has cares about Agility. Or cares about speed, honestly. A Pokemon that dates back many years. Okay. If it's in danger, it flies high and away instantly. Yeah. Actually, you know what? One thing we haven't done recently, let's go check to see how filled in our Pokedex is. Because we've been doing some work recently. So we are at 42 total Pokemon obtained, 64 total seen. That's... we're doing pretty good there. That's pretty impressive. Okay, so let's see. So that's the... that's Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle's evolutions. That's Pidgeot. So we haven't gotten an Ekans yet. Can Ekans even been... Can that even be caught in this version? No. Okay. So I'm going to have to trade for an Ekans, which means Arbok is not catchable. Raichu, I'm going to need a stone for. That's Sandslash, Nidoqueen, Nidoking. We need Moonstones for that. I'm pretty sure we're going to see that Vulpix cannot be caught in this version. Yep. Makes sense. So that'd be Ninetales there. Wigglytuff is another Moonstone evolution. Okay, so there's Golbat. That requires a Leaf Stone. We could evolve Gloom into Vileplume, because that just requires a Leaf Stone. That's Parasect, which is just experience. So we got Venomoth, which is experience. The Trio Witch's experience. Can Meowth be caught in this version? Also no. Okay, good to know. So we have the Persian. We don't have the Meowth, but I can get that. There's Golduck. I forget Mankey's evolution off the top of my head, but I'm sure we will find it in the very near future. Okay, so that's a Firestone evolution for Growlithe evolution, whose name is not coming to me at the moment. I'm pretty sure Bellsprout's not in here either. Didn't think so. Okay, so we're mostly what I'm looking at is I'm looking at the differences between blue and red. A lot of these Pokemon can be found in one version and not another, and they did bring that back for Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu. So think of these effectively as Pokemon Yellow, but with red and blue Pokemon differences. So if you're able to get Oddish, you can't get Bellsprout. If you're able to get Growlithe, you can't get Vulpix. So, and that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is I happen to have a couple friends who are playing Let's Go Eevee. So I'm going to see... Is there anything over here? There's him. I'm going to see, actually, potentially tonight, if I can convince them to do some trades with me. It shouldn't be too hard. I just have to reach out and ask. But I'm going to ask if they'll do some trades with me, so that way I can get some of these Pokemon. It is also my hope that I'll be able to get some of the trading evolutions in. Now, I don't know how likely that is, because I kind of want to show the trading evolutions on screen. So I might have to see if I can find some of my online friends and see if they will, you know, go online with me while I'm recording and do some of those. The problem is that we don't have most of those Pokemon. So I'm talking about, you know, Kadabra, Machoke, Graveler. We don't have those Pokemon currently, so I can't even do those at the moment. We'll be able to do this pretty soon. We are reaching the levels, at least for our dedicated Pokemon, for like Ivysaur, you know, Charmeleon. We're reaching the levels where we're going to be able to hit those medium-level Pokemon that have to trade to evolve. But the problem is that of the 4 that I can think of off the top of my head that evolve by trading, we only have 2 of the base-level Pokemon. Also, Ivysaur just doing work here. Those type matchups, though. Sandshrew grew to level 20. That's exciting. Sandshrew wants Dig. I'm actually going to pick up Dig for a couple reasons. Number one, it's a ground-type attack. I'm going to go ahead and swap out... let's get rid of Swift. The damage on it is only so-so. I did beat you fairly. You're exactly right. We're not going to pretend otherwise. Okay, Sandshrew hitting level 20. Unfortunately, that is not not an evolution level. Thinking maybe 21. So, Picnickers don't have a defined like Pokemon list that I'm aware of. Like hikers, it's generally rock and ground. Like that's easy. Bug catchers are bug, also easy. Fishers are fish, that's also easy. Generally water, but when they start getting Gyarados, naturally bad things are gonna happen. Picnickers, on the other hand, Pickers and I forget the other type. It's Picnickers and I wasn't paying enough attention to figure out what this one is. But Picnickers are a little bit different. They have a different style of Pokemon, but it's not a single type of Pokemon. There's a multiple like Pokemons on a list that you typically see with them. You know, you see a lot of Sandshrews. You see a lot of, I want to say Growlithe shows up a fair bit. I want to say Meowth shows up a fair bit. Pidgeotto go to level 27. Okay. Rattata, Eradicate. So it's a lot harder for me to actually go in like I did with the hiker and go, okay, I know exactly what he's going to use. Let me lead off with a Pokemon that just ruins that. Oh, that's annoying. We're going to go ahead and switch. We're going to go ahead and let Pikachu out. You know, what I might need to do is I might need to actually have more just leveling Pokemon on my party. I mean, depending on how things go, so my Sandshrew is almost reached a level where it can work against Eradicate. of this level. The only downside is that Sandshrew only just got its one ground type damaging attack. And, interesting. Pikachu got more experience. Very interesting. Wonder why that might be. Is it because it's my starter? I'm curious. Yeah, and the problem with Dig's a good move, but it takes 2 turns to actually work. So it's not the most useful move right now. Hey, we see a Diglett. I've always loved the art that shows Diglett as a super buff dude that just happens to live below the earth, and all we're seeing is Diglett's head. And you know what? That would make perfect sense, too. Now, what I couldn't tell you is what Dugtrio actually is in that case. But I think I enjoy the original 150 because I always have... It's a little bit of nostalgia, honestly. If we're thinking about it, no, Pikachu gets to have fun with this one. It's a little bit of nostalgia if we really go back and look at it. Like, I like some of the designs of the latest Pokemon. You know, we can talk about the Alolan forms of stuff, like the Alolan forms of Executor. Completely cracks me up. Because it also makes sense. I guarantee you we will see the Alolan form of Executor soon. The Alolan form of Raichu is very, very cool as well. So we have this kind of cool stuff going on there. But there are some neat Pokemon. I really like Mimikyu is a lot of fun. So there's new Pokemon, but I like, a lot of these original Pokemon. I really like the ideas they were going for. The references they make, the stylistic choices that they made. Anything in here that I care about? Okay, apparently it's only going to show Spearow, and we just got Fearow. The other thing that we should probably do, and I've been... And there goes my phone. I've been not doing it. First of all, let's go ahead and sort my Pokedex number. And then let's see what we can send off to Professor Oak. We definitely have a goodly amount of Rattatas, so I think we can get rid of a couple of these. We can get rid of this Spearow, because we're not going to evolve that now. I'm going to keep the Sandshrew, because I want to have a Sandshrew and a Sandslash. Let's go ahead and get rid of some Clefairies. It's a total of 30. There goes a Clefable. One thing I was doing as I was kind of going through and Mount Moon is I was trying to catch extras so that way I could, I'd have one of each when we get to the evolutions. That's why you're also seeing some of these Pokemon not being sent. Okay, so here's a bunch of Pokemon. I've sent you 7 Zubat. So he's going to give me some quick candies, some mighty candies, some health candies, some courage candies. Yep, there's lots of Pokemon for you. We will eventually get more. And know that Mew is never going anywhere. To be honest with you, that Mew is probably never going to be in my party either. I'm just not interested. Okay, so I think with him right there, Pidgeotto hasn't had fun in a while. Yo, Ryu, let's fight. Black Belt Bryce, huh? And there's a Mankey. Cool. So remember the Pokemon episode where Ash encountered Mankey. That was funny. I still love the old Pokemon show. I stopped watching Pokemon a very, very long time ago, so I don't know what's going on recently. Every so often, back when I worked for GameStop, I would hear kids that were now following Pokemon, and were going to follow the TV show. They were, brand new to the show. They'd never seen some of the stuff. So occasionally I would have a kid that would come in and go, man, Ash just did this or that or the other thing. So, I did hear a fair amount of that. So I know, some things have happened. Ash finally had a birthday at some point. But, I stopped following it a long time ago, mostly just because I, don't really watch TV much anymore. somewhat recently I went back and I was like, you know what, I'm going to watch the old show. And I enjoyed watching Season 1, like, especially as, you know, as an old school fan, being able to go back and kind of watch that and kind of see some of these interactions, you know, made me kind of remember why I loved that old show so much. You know, it's always one of those things that when you go back with the rose-colored glasses on and you play some of this stuff, some video games from your childhood, or you watch a movie or some let's go ahead and let Pikachu just end this bird Pokemon. When you watch a movie from your childhood, watch a TV show from your childhood, in a lot of cases they don't hold up. You know, I'm trying to think of a good example of this. Like, I can think of a lot of good examples that actually did hold up, but I'm having trouble thinking of examples that did not. But, you know, I have fond memories of Winnie the Pooh, you know, because when I was a kid, Winnie the Pooh was on Disney, some of the original versions of the Winnie the Pooh cartoon. And I enjoyed those. Some of those, you know, very old, come on, you can do it. There we go. Every so often, the progress button does not seem to work the way I want it to. You know, some of the really old Mickey Mouse cartoons, you know, like, they definitely hold up, but some of them definitely don't. So there's these things that hold up and don't. And you sit there and you're like, man, I know why I liked this as a child. I know why this was something that I appreciated, but you know what? I'm gonna grab this Nidorino because I'm not gonna have one once I evolve mine. What is with all of these Pokemon that like to jump? I don't get it. Also, that was off to the left. There we go. So some stuff doesn't hold up, but I really did go back and I really did appreciate a lot of the stuff that we saw in the original series. Now, I didn't watch the entire thing. I watched probably 15 episodes or so before I said, okay, you know, I've gotten my fun out of this. I'm moving on again. One day I will go back and I'll just kind of sit and I'll watch more. But, you know, I did, like, you know, the kind of hello. The interaction between Ash and Pikachu is fun. You know, watching the gradual trust build up, watching the build up of Jesse and James to be kind of these recurring bumbling villains. Some of the writing was actually pretty good. Some of the events that happened were pretty cool. And then it definitely does give me this kind of reminder of why I really got into both the anime and into the games as hard as I did as a child. And admittedly, as hard as I am still now. Okay, well, we're not going to be screwing around here. I got better things to do. Is there anything over here? No? Okay, so someone explain this to me. That's the entrance right there. Oh, here's a rocket. What are you doing? Hi. Yeah, I've been getting in your way. I don't remember this fight. Hi. Oh, hello. Team Rocket's reputation was totally smashed because I fought you once? Wait, what the hell? What the crap is this? Oh, darn. I was actually looking forward to that. Okay, it's Lapras. Cool. Is this Lorelei? This is Lorelei. Cool, this is only Elite Four. I will absolutely... Sure, I can do that. Okay, dude, don't get too smashed by this child. Man, this is actually a cool event. Are they introducing the Elite Four with this, with this event to show you, like, these are badass fighters that you will eventually have to deal with? That's cool! I think that's one of the things that I've been really enjoying about this game that has really kind of gotten me kind of excited to see more, is that, look, I beat Pokemon Red and Blue a couple of different times. Like, I beat Blue, then I beat Red, then I beat Yellow. And let's be 100% fair, then I beat Leaf Green, then I beat Fire Red. You know, doing half my health and damage doesn't really work all that well, bud. You eventually have to finish me. Yeah, then I beat Fire Red and Leaf Green, which were basically just remakes of Pokemon Red and Blue. That's all they were, just with more stuff in there. And then also, let's not forget Gold, Silver, and then also Heart Gold and Soul Silver, where you come back to Kanto. So I kind of... Are we done? How strong am I? Strong. Also, Lorelei, have you beaten them yet? Okay, she did beat them. Okay, cool. Yep, Ice-type Pokemon. This is Lorelei of the Pokemon League's Elite Four. Awesome. Oh, that's cool. Yep, I am talented. You're exactly right. I am collecting gym badges. I also am looking forward to challenging the Elite Four. So, I know this game fairly well. Like, it's because I've beaten the game so many times, and it's in various incarnations. I know the game pretty well. That's not to say that I know every, NPC, every fight. Some kind of ghost appearing in Lavender Town. Neat. Okay, let's see. What's up with you? Sold a nugget that I had no use for and got 5,000 Pokebucks. Yep, every nugget's worth that much. This is an ace trainer. I'll find that ace trainers like you are a lot tougher to beat than ordinary trainers, if you say so. If you say so. Types of Pokemon match up differently with each other. Yeah, so we are now learning about Pokemon type matchups. Should maybe have started talking about that a while before we have beaten 3 gyms. But yeah, so I know a lot of this stuff. And so what ends up... I don't know everything. I'm saying that right now. And I've tried to be very clear about the fact that I am not the best... Excuse you. I try to make it very clear that I'm not the best when it comes to these things. My own little Growlithe wants attention now. No, I don't want to wrestle Pokemon. I'm good. So, but it's very cool to me to be playing through this game and then see a lot of stuff that foreshadows things that I do know. Let's see. This is a Picnicker. Let's let Charmeleon do it. Sandshrews catching up. Don't get me wrong. Sandshrews catching up. You've been in and out of Pokemon. You've been out at a Pokemon gym a few times, but you always lose. Then why are you challenging me? I've beaten a couple of gyms. So being able to see something like Lorelei showing up just now, where, all I have to see is she's pretty iconic. Like that's. I wish I could easily put an image in the capture for you guys to show old Lorelei. But like, she has a design that's pretty iconic, and it's mostly seeing the visuals they put up for Lorelei combined with the Lapras made it kind of clear who that was. So as a player who kind of knows that stuff, being able to go, wait, I know who that is, and I know what they're setting up here, is very, very cool. But it also kind of gives me a better insight into how they are trying to increase the kind of like the Pokemon experience. In the original Red and Blue, you didn't really see anything but the Elite Four. You heard about them a couple times. There were a couple of NPCs that did talk about the Elite Four. They mentioned how how powerful the Elite Four are, and man, it's going to be a fight, and that was stuff like that. But that was really about it. Like, you didn't... I don't remember you meeting the Elite Four outside of, Indigo Plateau. You didn't really have those experiences with them. So you didn't really have this point where it's like, okay, I know these as people. As we have grown with the Pokemon franchise, as, things like... Pokemon, Black and White showed up, where we start seeing, we start seeing the champion elsewhere. We start seeing, some of the, Elite Four actually being out and about and doing stuff. You start to get a better idea of what these people are like. And so being able to now go back into Red and Blue like we are with Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu. And now we're seeing these people run around and actually do things. You're interacting with Professor Oak more than you ever did. You're interacting with Blue, and presumably we're going to interact with Red eventually, but chances are he's just going to walk up to us, he's not going to talk, and we're going to be challenged to the most epic Pokemon battle of our lives. But it's very cool to kind of see that build up, see that interaction, and be given an idea that, right now, we're not a fresh off the boat trainer anymore. We've beaten a couple of gyms, we've gotten some stuff done, but to have the Team Rocket, who has been, let's face it, a little bit of a thorn in our sides. So to have, Team Rocket show up and then Lorelei takes on 3 of them by herself Kind of says a lot. That's going to be it for me, folks. Thanks so much for joining. Next time, we're going to beat this trainer. I'm going to laugh at her, and then we're going to go on into Dark Tunnel. I'll see you soon.